A Blackfeet man in Montana took a DNA test hoping to learn more about his ancestry. But the results stunned the scientific community. His genetic lineage may rewrite the entire history of human migration to the Americas. Not across the Bering Land Bridge, not from Europe, but across the vast Pacific Ocean. Heart Butte, Montana. A recent genetic discovery is challenging what we thought we knew about how humans first settled in the Americas. Darrell Dusty Crawford, a member of the Blackfeet Nation in Montana, USA, may have unknowingly helped rewrite history after submitting his DNA to the Cellular Research Institute, CRI. The results revealed that his DNA belonged to one of the oldest genetic lineages ever recorded in Native Americans, dating back approximately 17,000 years, far beyond most archaeological or genetic evidence previously found. For decades, the leading theory explaining the presence of humans in the Americas has been the Bering Land Bridge theory. According to this view, during the last ice age, around 15,000 years ago, global sea levels were significantly lower due to massive amounts of water being locked in glaciers. This drop in sea level revealed a vast land bridge connecting Siberia to Alaska, allowing small bands of hunter-gatherers to migrate into the Americas. Several archaeological discoveries have long supported this theory. The remains of two infant girls found in the Tanana River Valley, Alaska, dating to around 11,500 years ago, carried mitochondrial DNA matching that of modern Native Americans. A 14,000-year-old fossilized human tooth from southern Siberia shared DNA markers with present-day Native Americans, a finding confirmed in a 2020 study by Germany's Max Planck Institute. However, as credible as the Bering theory is, it may no longer be enough. When Crawford received his results, he learned that he carried haplogroup B2, one of the four oldest Native American mitochondrial lineages, along with haplogroups A, C, and D. But the shock came from where and how this lineage was distributed. Haplogroup B2 is virtually absent in Alaska and Canada, regions assumed to be the initial point of entry for ancient migrants to the Americas. Instead, it appears prominently in the U.S. Southwest, particularly in Arizona. Even more intriguingly, it shows strong links to Pacific populations, including Polynesians from the Cook Islands, Hawaii, and Samoa. This surprising pattern gives credence to a bold theory. Some early Native American ancestors may have reached South America via oceanic migration across the Pacific, then gradually moved northward. This hypothesis echoes earlier ideas put forth by Norwegian adventurer Thor Heyerdahl, who famously sailed across the Pacific on a balsa wood raft, the Kon-Tiki, in 1947 to demonstrate that ancient people could have traveled from Peru to Polynesia using only primitive sailing techniques. In a 2018 National Geographic article, journalist Simon Worrell outlined alternative migration routes. The Kelp Highway hypothesis suggests early humans followed rich marine ecosystems along the Pacific coast from East Asia through Japan, Kamchatka, and into North America. The Solutrean hypothesis posits that Ice Age Europeans sailed westward from Spain and France using skin-covered boats, reaching the eastern seaboard of North America. Clovis-style spear points found in states like Virginia and Pennsylvania bear a striking resemblance to Stone Age tools from Europe, supporting this theory, though it remains controversial. But what all these alternatives suggest is this: human migration to the Americas was likely not a single route, but a series of diverse and overlapping journeys by different peoples from different regions. For many Native American communities, such as the Navajo and Hopi, oral histories don't describe migration at all. Instead, their creation stories say that their people emerged from within the earth, from caves, springs, or sacred places. These stories, while not scientific in the traditional sense, are deeply symbolic and hold profound cultural meaning. They also reflect a truth science is beginning to embrace. Origin is not always linear. It's layered, lived, and passed down through memory. Crawford himself once believed his ancestors crossed over the Bering Land Bridge. That was, until he saw his DNA results, placing his maternal lineage in the Americas thousands of years before most land bridge migrants are believed to have arrived. A personal sample, a global map. Beyond the 83% Native American ancestry revealed in his test, Crawford's DNA also showed 10% European ancestry, likely reflecting centuries of colonization and forced assimilation. 5% East Asian ancestry, particularly from southern China and Japan. 2% South Asian, and a small portion of African ancestry from Sierra Leone, possibly linked to the transatlantic slave trade and historical migrations. CRI described Crawford's DNA profile as the genetic equivalent of finding Bigfoot. His case stands not only as a personal breakthrough, but also as powerful evidence that human migration history is far more complex than previously thought. A legacy honoring his brother, Crawford revealed that it was his older brother, Alvin, who encouraged him to take the DNA test. Tragically, Alvin passed away from a heart attack before he could see the results. He had been passionate about heritage and tribal history. "I did the test for him," Crawford shared. "He would have been thrilled. I just wish he'd been here to see it." And while DNA testing can sometimes reveal uncomfortable truths, Crawford sees it as a tool for clarity. "It might surprise you," he said, "but the truth is, no one is 100% pure. We are all made of many stories." Conclusion: Daryl Dusty Crawford's discovery doesn't just shake up a long-held migration theory. It opens the door to an entirely new way of understanding who the first Americans were. It suggests that the story of human arrival in the New World may not have one path, but many. Some came over ice, some over land, and maybe, just maybe, some rode the wind and waves from the vast Pacific, carrying with them languages, memories, and bloodlines that still whisper through our DNA today.